clear shot. Don't give him clear shot. Don't give him clear shot. Don't give him clear shot.
All right, so we just ate like 3,000 calories of pizza between the two of us.
Yeah.
Drank a beer each. I had about 3. And we're ready to do week 4 predictions.
And we're off.
And we're off, baby.
Want to do predictions or talk about
the penalty?
Yeah.
We can go over the penalties quick.
They're fucking ridiculous.
They're fucking ridiculous. You know what's bad when literally 2 of the biggest figureheads for 2 of the biggest teams have come out today.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin and Jerry Jones have both come out today, and they're both independent press conferences, and said that the rules have to change. Mike Tomlin said it's making the game not fun to watch, it's making it unbearable, and it's not helping anybody because people still get hurt no matter what.
Yeah.
And we're watching the Clay Matthews hit right now. That's exactly what you need.
He hits him right at the waist.
Hits him right at the
wraps
waist.
His hands around
wraps him up and takes him down. I don't understand.
And even when he lands, if you watch his left arm, he puts it out to not put weight on him.
Yeah.
And so what if you put weight on the quarterback? That's what tackling is.
Yeah.
When you tackle someone from the front, you put weight on them.
It's ridiculous.
You can't help but land on the guy.
Yeah.
That's just how it works.
I like this misconception that quarterbacks are weaker inherently than every other player.
Yes.
The problem is that quarterbacks get all the fucking attention paid to them.
Right.
Oh, now I sound normal. I had to make the microphone a little closer to me. I sounded like I was in a trailer outside the fucking house until just now. But yeah, no. For some reason, the reason I think is that quarterbacks get paid the most. They sell the most tickets. They get the most attention, all that. And yeah, that's fair. You can say that. That's fine to say. But it's just like the catch rule from a few years ago. It's so inconsistent. It is so inconsistent.
So this is a hit on Aaron Rodgers. And I was like, okay, and if it's going to not skip, you can see I feel like this should be that's more of an aggressive hit.
He just whipped him around and slammed him down.
So he grabs him from behind, spins him around and slams him and lands on top of him.
Yep. No flag.
And that's not a flag.
Amazing.
But Clay hitting him from the front, wrapping him up is a flag.
I'm white trash and I'm in trouble.
I just don't know.
No, it's very stupid. There was actually a hit on Dak. There was a hit on Dak that they called. I don't have it on me. There was a hit on Dak that they called against Seattle that was absolutely stupid. Even as a Cowboys fan, I was like, that's not a penalty. And then there was one where they completely flattened him. And I was like, wait a minute.
I don't...
What the fuck?
I think it's at a point where, like, you can't do anything at all. Like, you basically have to play the ball.
Yep.
Now, instead of trying to sack the quarterback, which is essentially what you're taught to do as a defensive lineman.
Yeah.
That's your only job, really, is to attack the quarterback and stop a run if it fucking comes up the middle.
And we mentioned William Hayes for the Dolphins. Really good defensive player, probably one of the best on the team.
Yeah.
Out for the year because he didn't want to get called for a flag for tackling Derek Carr.
Yeah.
He tried extra hard to make sure that he spun out of the hit after he made contact and tore his ACL. Ended his fucking year.
Yeah.
Know? And people are talking about, well, one of these calls is going to change a game. What about one of these calls changing a fucking season?
It already changed the game.
It's already changed probably every game at this point. Every game where it's been called, it's changed.
Yeah.
And now you have a great young defensive player that's missing a year. And then, maybe that guy might be the piece that the Dolphins need to be able to go the extra fucking step.
Right.
It's very frustrating to watch.
It's the wording of the rule is the problem, and what the problem is that the officials have to call these, because if they don't call them, they get fined. Like they'll be the one that they're going to be penalized for not protecting the quarterback.
Yeah, because
it's almost like the ref is another offensive lineman. Like they're essentially protecting the quarterback.
Yeah.
Like that's their job now.
I'm having
They
a
should
tough
just
time with
step.
this right
They
now.
should just step in there and fucking protect the quarterback. Like they should be an offensive lineman. I always lay that thing over the top of the mic
Not
so
with
that
that
it
one.
doesn't fall. Well, that one though.
No,
'cause
the
that one's
microphone
longer.
is what's falling though.
Tighten it,
This part,
I guess.
but it's falling from there.
Oh, well then you can't fucking. Just
Do you
give
have a
up.
screwdriver?
Just give up on it.
Do you have a screwdriver?
I don't.
Just
Have
give me the other
I
microphone.
don't have a screwdriver.
I'll just hold it.
I don't have a screwdriver on me. I want to see if I can play this.
Another hit, roughing the passer penalty. Just your reaction.
Well, obviously, I don't agree with it. Again, you know, whereas last week I thought I did it.
This is Clay
you know,
Matthews.
hit the quarterback correctly. Head was to the side again, wrapped him up. And you see, as soon as I hit the ground, you see me try and pull my hands out. You know, obviously, when you're tackling a guy from the front, you're going to land on him. You know, I understand the spirit of the rule. I said that, you know, weeks prior. But when you have a hit like that, that's a football play. You know, I even went up to Alex Smith after the game, asked him, you know, what do you think? You know, what can I do differently? Because that's a football play. And of course, you know, like I said last week, the NFL's going to come back, so I put my body on him. You know, but that's a football play. I hit him from the front, got my head across, wrapped up. I've never heard of anybody tackling somebody without any hands. When he gives himself up, as soon as you hit him, your body weight's going to go on him. But you know, I think we're looking for the hits. You know that took Aaron out last year. You know, that little extra. If I wanted to hurt him, I could have put some extra on him. But you know, that's football. So I don't know. You know, I really don't know. Unfortunately, this league's going in a direction I think a lot of people don't like. You know, I think they're getting soft. And, you know, the only thing hard about this league is the fines that they levy down on guys like me who play the game hard. So.
Yup. 3 letters, baby.
Yeah.
X, F, L. Book it. Book it.
Yeah, I think he's exactly right when he says that they're getting soft.
They've been getting soft since the Ty Law rule, since the Roy Williams rule.
It's just it's getting to the point where it's way too much.
You know,
you're changing the game. You're literally changing the game. And I think at this point, you might as well just make it a flag football league. Like, if you want it to be that safe.
yeah, I agree.
Put or just make flag rules for the quarterbacks. Just put a flag on each side of the quarterback.
2-hand touches.
That's it. If you're sacking the quarterback, you
Once
pull the
again,
flag from him.
I really hope I saved the comment. There was a thing I found on Reddit today that was absolutely fucking hysterical. Oh my god. You keep talking while I look for this.
It's just that I don't know, man. I really don't. They're going to change the rule. I mean, because there's just too much. There's too many people talking about it. It cannot go on for the entire season. They're going to have to change the rule, and whether they change the rule itself or they just change the ruling, the wording of the rule, that's yet to be determined. But I think what they're going to do is just change how it's worded and have the referees. They're just going to have to be smarter about the calls. But at the same time, you look at calls that probably should be roughing the passer and you go, well, why isn't that a flag? Whereas, you know, pretty standard fucking sacks on the quarterback are called for roughing the passer. And the fact that it's such a big penalty is also a problem. The fact that it's an automatic first down in 15 yards is ridiculous. Like, we gotta loosen up on that shit. If you're gonna have that be a penalty, make the penalty shorter. Maybe a 5-yard penalty then. You know, I don't know. You can't, roughing the passer should be 15 yards and an automatic first down.
But it
But
should
when it's
not be called that.
when
much.
it's not roughing the passer, and it's still called roughing the passer, that's where there's a problem.
I remember way back. I remember there was these guys that were legitimately known for just laying the hits out on
Yep.
other players.
Yep.
And I'm gonna say
Ray Lewis.
Brian Dawkins, Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu, and Roy Williams, the safety, and then Rodney Harrison. Holy fuck, was he scary!
And they say you're still allowed to hit people,
But are you really?
but there's so many restrictions that when you go in to hit somebody, you are thinking about all those things. I can't have my head down. I can't go helmet to helmet. You can't lead with your head in general. So how do you lead with your shoulder? How can you lead with your shoulder without leading with your head?
What was the one? Was it the Clay Matthews hit where his helmet hit his shoulder?
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah, that was
for
the second one. That was the one
was the
against the
second one.
Redskins. His helmet hit the shoulder. It didn't hit him helmet to helmet. And it was pretty damn close to the other play. It looked like the Madden tackle that you see all the time.
Yeah, like the classic, like hold A.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's it's really fucking stupid. It really is. It might be the most annoying thing that's been going on. Like probably more annoying than the replacement. It feels like the replacement refs all over again.
It feels like replacement refs. That's what it is.
And
It
that
really
was,
does.
you know, with Jerry Jones speaking out.
Frankly, it's embarrassing to the league. Really, is what it is.
Especially when you have college players that are playing more physical than the NFL.
Yeah,
Just get the fuck
exactly.
out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's really ridiculous because you don't see these kind of things, and the NCAA doesn't do that kind of shit.
No, they don't
The
give a
NCAA
fuck.
is going too crazy with these fucking rules. It's that simple.
The NFL is.
The NFL, yeah,
The NCAA is.
but the NCAA,
look at how often the NFL changes their rules.
yeah.
When's the last time you saw college football change the rules at all? Couldn't tell you. And I watch
Exactly.
college football almost as much
Right,
as I watch the NFL.
they let it go because they want the game to be the fucking same game they've been watching. That's what it should be. People watch football because they like football. They don't want to fucking watch sarcastiball.
That's what it's turning into.
It is turning into sarcastiball. that episode's not even. Never been more relevant.
I'm gonna
than
have
now.
to watch that when I get home.
It's crazy. They need to just play with a fucking beach ball and fucking.
How about everybody wears bras?
Yeah.
And instead of a ball, we use a balloon. And in between plays, all the players hug.
Yeah, and you compliment each other and shit. That's basically what it is.
Fuck it. Fuck it all.
So, week 4. Let's talk week 4.
All right. I'm doing my picks right now, so we'll get into it in a second.
I mean, I'm gonna say the Rams for sure
Oh, yeah.
over the Vikings.
Just give me 1 second.
So you have all your picks like lined up there.
Yep.
We're gonna go through the games like just in order.
That's what I got right now.
So
Vikings, Rams.
Vikings at Rams. Rams are undefeated,
Uh,
and I mean I gotta go with the Rams.
There's no
nothing
reason not to.
Right? There's nothing that says
the only problem is that the Rams won't have Aqib Talib.
Yeah.
And I don't think they'll have Marcus Peters either.
yeah. And the Vikings are good at winning games they're not supposed to win too, though sometimes.
But confidence, I'm taking the Rams at home.
Yeah.
Their defense is way better than the Vikings offense. And the Vikings defense, they're going to be missing
I think
Everson Griffin because he's in the hospital right now.
yeah.
And
I think LA's just better in both areas. Really.
oh yeah.
I mean, they're just a good team overall.
Oh yeah. So yeah, definitely LA over Minnesota.
Cincinnati and Atlanta.
I got Cincinnati, buddy.
Yeah, me too. I don't feel like the Falcons are. They're not feeling anything right now. I don't
Their
think.
defense isn't good enough to contain AJ Green.
It's a game if they can win it, I think they'll turn it around a little bit. But
If
this is a game they need to win.
If Atlanta wins, it comes down to whether or not Cincinnati wins. Either
Right.
Cincinnati wins or Cincinnati loses. I don't think Atlanta is going to win this
Yeah.
game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That actually might be that's going to be a really good game. It sucks that I'm going to miss
it
that.
is.
I'm going to be working Sunday till 3, so
It's one of those games that's in the jumble of games during 1 o'clock. You know, that's the problem is you can't focus on a lot of these games because they're all happening at the same time.
for sure. Bucks Bears. I got Chicago, baby.
Yeah. You
But-
know what? You know what? I don't know. Oh, man. I want
just-
the Buccaneers to win.
Yeah. No, I want Fitzpatrick to win too.
It's not even about the Bears losing for me though. It's about
Tampa Bay being relevant again.
like I want Tampa Bay to be a thing.
I just think the Bears defense is too good, man.
Yeah. I mean, if I have to pick, I'm saying Chicago, but
That's a game where I'm really not going to be upset either way.
right. This is exactly. I think I would like to see the Bucks win, but I think I'm going to be I would be stupid to say the Bucks are going to fucking win. I would say.
Yeah.
I don't see much of a chance against that defense for them. I mean, they kind of struggled against
Pittsburgh. That's
so.
a bottom 2 defense in my opinion.
Detroit at Dallas. This is actually kind of tough. I mean, honestly,
Matt Stafford always carves up Dallas,
yeah.
but
You know
this,
what?
this one's a wash for me.
I'm gonna say Dallas.
I think Dallas will win. I think they'll finally get it together.
I think Dallas turns it around. Yeah,
But I think their defense is just too good. I really do. I think they're a top 5 defense, and I'm not even saying that as a Dallas fan. Their defense is. They got DeMarcus Lawrence. They're gonna have David Irving back. They're gonna have Randy Gregory, Taco Charlton, Malik Collins will be back. Their defensive line is. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence is amazing,
right.
and David Irving is amazing, and everybody else is like above average, and they just like with the Eagles, they rotate guys through. The only problem is that I don't think Sean Lee is playing. So if Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith can holster the defense,
Right, yeah.
and like I said, I think Leighton Vander Esch is the real deal. He is. I seriously feel like I'm watching Brian Urlacher when I watch him. He's Pursuit 99 in Madden. Like, dude, he is just beeline. Like, I got the Cowboys. I think they're a 3-point favorite.
I think,
which is fair.
I just feel like their offense is going to have to click into gear here, and I think this is when they need to do it. So I think
Like,
the pressure.
Look at that. Second worst passing offense, but the 7th best rushing, but the 3rd best defense. You know?
Yeah. It's just their offense. I think they'll pull it together. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see Detroit winning, but
Last time the Cowboys.
last
played,
time they
it
beat
was-
them 42-21.
Yeah. So
that was in 2016, though.
yeah, that was Dak's rookie year. That was with a worse defense too. So
Yeah.
I think if there's any team that Dak can come back to that level again, it's going to be Detroit, because I don't know if you know this, but Dallas's offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator were both on Detroit at one point.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
The fuck, I'm a little drunk right now. I cannot remember the fucking defensive coordinator for Dallas. Rod Marinelli was the coach for Detroit, and we haven't lost against them
yeah.
except that one year where Matt Stafford did the fake spike and the dive, the one where he faked out his entire team. Do you remember that?
Oh,
that was
yeah.
like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I will always be scared of Matt Stafford. But I think the Cowboys take it. I think
I
it's.
think so. I do think so.
I'll do a score for this one. I think it's going to be 27-21, Dallas.
I would have said like 28, 21-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be tight. I don't think it's going to be a blowout in either respect, really. Yeah, Cowboys are the lock there, I think.
Yeah. Hopefully. If the problem is every game Dallas
But
has
unless
lost.
unless Dak starts throwing interceptions like
Exactly.
a motherfucker.
The big problem is going to be Darius Slay and Glover Quinn, because they're a really solid defensive back too. I think Glover Quinn's their free safety center fielder, and Darius Slay is basically going to shut down whoever he's against. You know, whether it's Hearns or Beasley or Butler or Thompson or Gallup.
Yeah.
But their linebackers really aren't that good. And even though I was trashing Swaim earlier, he's a mediocre tight end. but I think he'll be able to get open enough to make
Yeah, but
a
that's all
difference.
you need. I mean, it's a matter of getting Dak to get the ball to him.
For sure. Bills, Packers. You have to, I really think Green Bay has a shot, but this, in my opinion, any game against Buffalo is a trap game.
Yeah.
But I think Green Bay is better than Minnesota against the Bills. They just match up better.
I think they got I think it's the same situation that Dallas is in, where their offense just needs to click at a certain point, and I think they're dropping they dropped a lot of balls last week. I think if they clean that up, start making catches, they'll be fine. I don't think their defense is as bad as they looked last week either. I think their defense is better now with Mike Pettit or whatever his name is, Mike Patine or whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know how you say it.
He is good.
But new defensive coordinator, so
And there won't be any there better not be any fucking more rush in the passer penalties on Clay Matthews.
yeah, I think, and especially if it happens in a big moment, people are gonna fucking freak out.
For sure.
I mean, it's already ridiculous that it's happened twice, 2 weeks in a row.
I think the Bills come back to earth a little bit. I think it's going to be...
I can't see the Bills going off again.
I'll do a score for this one. I got 31-13.
Yeah,
I do think Josh Allen has a good game, though.
Sounds about right. I think the Packers have been moving the ball well. They just haven't finished drives, I think, is part of the problem. And then when they get into third down situations, they drop the ball or they fucking just something. Maybe they allow a sack or something. I think even with Rodgers playing on an injured knee, he's still been running a little bit. He's been moving.
Mm-hmm.
I think that team's gonna. I think they'll win this game. They have to. I mean, they know they need a win. That tie is gonna hurt them in the long run. I think you might as well consider that a loss. I mean, I consider them 1-2 essentially.
Mm-hmm.
But anytime you have a tie, it's one win you're not gonna get. So yeah, I think they need to come back and take a win here. I don't think it's gonna be necessarily easy, but I think they'll do it.
Mm-hmm. We might disagree on this one.
Texans Colts.
I got the Texans, man. I do.
They're another team that needs to recover from last week.
On paper, the Texans are one of the best teams in the league, and they have to fucking figure it out. And what better way to do it against basically Andrew Luck?
Yeah,
that's all they have. Who the Colts have? They have Andrew Luck. And,
yeah, well, that's
a pretty big fucking hurdle to climb, really. They're gonna get the
thing is when you're 0-3,
the confidence is gonna be
you're due for a win.
Yeah. I got the Texans. I really think that the Texans go all out. I really think this might be a blowout.
Yeah.
That,
I don't know. This might be a close game, honestly. I'm thinking it's going to be a closer game than you think it is.
Probably.
I would imagine.
Look at that. Deshaun Watson, 59 completions in 43 attempts.
That
Oh, wait. Is that his completion percentage?
That's his percentage. It's got to be. 59 out of 43. He's completing passes he hasn't even thrown yet.
That's how good he is. He's rookie of the year every year. I think Deshaun Watson comes back to earth this game. I think Lamar Miller becomes Lamar Miller again.
I think he needs to protect the ball. I think Watson needs to protect the ball.
For sure.
And I think that's what's really going to be the...
Because when you look at the stats, Houston's offense isn't that bad, but they are not scoring at all. They have a really good offense, yards, but
0.7 fumbles per game.
Look at that, 0.7 fumbles. The offensive line too is really bad, but I don't think Indianapolis will be able to take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. This one's tough. This one's real tough for me because
I think J.J. Watt, now that he's getting older and all that, we were talking about J.J. Watt getting older. I think he's going to get into his groove.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to have a good game. I think this game really hinges on J.J. Watt right now.
Yeah,
they need him to come back. They need him to do something because he was the Texans for the past 6 years. And he needs to come back, even if it's just flashes.
I don't think it'll be high scoring either. I think that'll be maybe 17-13 or something.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a high scoring game.
I have it as 21-10 Houston.
Yeah.
This one is...
I don't know. I want to say the Colts, but I also I don't feel like they're going to go to 2-2 for some reason.
It doesn't look right.
It doesn't. But maybe that's the reason they end up doing that. Because you don't expect it.
Really.
I'll go with the Colts. I'll take the Colts on this.
All right. I'll bet you we'll do this. We'll bet each other a bootlegger for each game. So we'll have a
That's
bootlegger.
not much of a win, a prize.
It's for those of you that don't know, Johnny Bootleggers are mine and Seth's favorite malt beverage from middle school. They're absolutely vile. It's like somebody mixed Robitussin with a Jolly Rancher and left it in the sun for a few days. And they're only $2 a piece. So yeah, I'll put a fucking I'll put a bootlegger on that game. I will.
I'll drop a bootlegger on that.
I'll drop a bootlegger. Sour apple only.
That's disgusting.
All right.
Jets and Jags.
Jags.
I'm taking the Jags too.
Without a doubt, man. They're going to be pissed off. And you got Sam Darnold going up against the two best. Oops. You got Sam Darnold going up against the best corner in the league in Jalen Ramsey, who is going to shut down either Anderson or Enunwa the whole game.
Yeah, you're gonna Jets just don't look.
And you're going to have AJ Bouye on the guy that Jalen Ramsey doesn't shadow. And then you're going to have Miles Jack and Talvin Smith. I really don't see the Jets winning.
No, they're going to be a middle of the pack team. I think. I don't think they're going to be anything special. Even looking at the roster, you're like, well, this is pretty mediocre. Like, it's not anything special as far as like what these guys have done. A lot of guys are young on that team. I think that'll take them a couple of years to get into a groove.
And that's fine, really. I mean, the Jets haven't had anything to look forward to since the Sanchez era, really. Right. And they don't have any of those guys anymore.
But Jacksonville's a team that's up and coming. They're hungry. I think they take this for sure.
They were one play away from making the Super Bowl last year with Stephen Gilmore's deflection.
Yeah, this is a team that knows what they're doing, I think.
Oh, for sure.
I think they're in a good spot. Yeah, definitely Jaguars.
Are we going to disagree on this one, too?
Dolphins, Pats. I don't know. I would say the Dolphins are going to win. I don't like the way the Patriots look. Nope. I really don't.
And they still don't have Julian Edelman, which means Tom Brady's best target outside of Gronk is going to be Philip Dorsett.
Yeah. I don't know. Brady's
Hogan.
not very consistent right now. No. I don't know what his problem is, but
Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah.
I have the Dolphins. I have the Dolphins in a close game.
And the Dolphins just look so good. It's hard to say anything. You can't go against them here.
I'd say Dolphins 27-24.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be a fourth quarter game. I think the game is settled in the final 10-5 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. I think Brady will get one of those last chance drives kind of thing.
The game hinges on whether Brady can come back and be Brady again.
Yeah.
Because we've all seen what he can do, 28-3. Every other fucking game he's ever been in that mattered at all.
Yeah.
And how crazy would it be, though, if the Patriots start the season 1-3?
Yeah, that'd be great.
It would be. Yeah, it would be. Next game, Eagles-Titans.
I gotta say the Eagles.
Yeah, I gotta say Philadelphia.
It's hard to go against the defending Super Bowl champions here. The Titans
the only problem I have is what the fuck is Tennessee's quarterback situation?
Yeah.
Because Gabbert is hurt. Mariota's hobbled.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than that, their team is great. Their defense is stout. Their running back tandem with Deion Lewis and Derrick Henry is great.
Mm-hmm. I think that confusion at quarterback is going to be their downfall here.
For sure. And I really don't think...
and I can't see Philly going to 500 after this game because they're still a pretty solid fucking team. Mm-hmm. I can't see them losing to Tennessee. That's all I'm saying. I just can't see that. I think that one's... If I was going to do a survivor pool, that might be the one.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you there.
Seahawks Cardinals, that's going to be a shit show of a game because those offenses look bad. Neither
Yeah.
team really looks that great.
I think the thing is that you could put Russell Wilson on the SU roster and have him play the Cardinals and still have a good game.
Yeah.
I think Russell Wilson is the deciding factor.
Yeah.
I think Seattle wins by at least 10 points. Without a doubt. If the defense that showed up against Dallas the other day shows up against Arizona, even if you get half that, Arizona's going to go down. That is the sad, like I said, I think I said it earlier, that is the saddest team I've seen in a long time is Arizona right now.
Well, the thing is they stayed in the game. So
Yeah.
you gotta think that way at least. But the way Seattle looked against Dallas, which is an offense that's struggling, I don't know that they look that good either. You know, and for me, this is a fucking toss up because they both really just don't look good at all. I don't think.
I think it's Seattle 20-14.
I think Seattle wins defense wise. I think it's going to be a defense thing. This is going to be a lot of punts.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Those punters are going to get a fucking workout.
I know we were just stroking them off earlier, but I still have the Browns right now, man.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Raiders got to turn around. I have Cleveland.
Yeah, the Browns look good. I don't know. I'm going to say Raiders.
Yeah, I think the deciding factor is whether or not Baker's ready to have an entire game under his belt or not.
Yeah.
He did do well against New York in Cleveland.
I think it's week 4. I think Gruden gets these guys into shape a little bit.
You think so? You want to put another bootlegger on that one?
I don't want another bootlegger.
I'll put a bottle of water on that one.
Yeah, I think, like I said it earlier in the first part here, I think the Raiders turn this around eventually. I think they get a win on their fucking
You
record
think so?
here.
I think the Browns win it, man. I think their defense is really, really good. Denzel Ward is the real deal at corner.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett is amazing. Jabril Peppers is finally playing the spot he has to play in.
Yeah.
As a box safety. You know,
But I mean, with that, I think the Raiders have good enough receivers too. It's going to be there's going to be guys that are locked down, I think. Maybe.
It's either going to be both offenses. I think it's either going to be
both offenses struggle
or it's a shootout.
or they just go
because
fucking
Baker
nuts.
looked really good and Jarvis Landry looks even better than he did in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a fun one. I'm actually really excited. I'll be home to watch that game, so I'm actually really excited for that one.
Yeah. If you would have told me a couple years ago that I'd be excited to watch the Browns and the Raiders,
I would have spit in your mouth.
yeah. I don't know that I would have believed you there. But yeah, I do. I want to see the Raiders win the game. That's all.
For sure.
I like Jordy Nelson. I like John Gruden.
Yeah,
So,
I like
hey.
Khalil Mack. Wait.
Oh yeah. Wait. What happened there?
We got Niners, Chargers, San Diego, I guess.
These are this is toss up.
I mean,
I'm gonna say
San Fran doesn't have their starting quarterback, and other than that, is their team really that good? They don't have
but
Richard
it's-
Sherman either. They don't have their starting running back.
yeah, but is San Diego that good? It's like I don't know.
I think they're a lot better than
I
San
think
Francisco.
Rivers is what's gonna be the factor there.
Yeah, and I think their defense, even though I don't think they'll have Joey Bosa, their defense is still pretty decent. They're going to have Casey Hayward.
I like Casey Hayward a lot.
I like Casey Hayward a lot, too. Melvin Ingram.
Yeah.
Derwin James looks really good. The new safety they just got.
This is going to be
San Diego is a team that was... The only reason they missed out on the playoffs is because the Ravens lost.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, L.A., right? They're L.A. Chargers now, right?
No. They're San Diego. Fuck Dean Spanos.
Hey, let's move two teams to L.A.
Yeah, exactly. Let's move a team to LA that's
fine.
getting lower ratings than fucking PBS.
Yeah. Fucking stupid.
God damn it.
This is going to be a low-scoring game, too, I think.
That's definitely not a game I'm going to tune
I don't
into
think
at
they're
all.
going to break 24 points.
Between the two of them?
But no, I mean, either
Oh,
team
either one?
isn't going to break 24 points. I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to be high-scoring.
I would say 20 to 6 San
This will
Diego.
be another punt-filled game. I think San Diego wins by a point.
I'm going to say 3 to 2 San Diego.
Safety's their only score.
Yeah, 4 to 3 San Diego.
Yep. 2 safeties.
2 safeties
And,
to a field goal.
It's embarrassing.
I think, I think the only thing that's going to save San Fran is their defense. Their defense isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Even without Sherman, they're going to have DeForest Buckner and Reuben Foster. They're both pretty good young studs.
Mm-hmm.
But I think San Diego is going to have, you're going to have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Phillip Rivers and Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, like I said, I think Phillip Rivers is the one that's gonna.
He's definitely
as long as he plays okay, they win this game.
Yeah, for sure.
If he doesn't fucking turn it over 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and he's not really known for that.
He's not. He's a pretty accurate passer.
Yeah,
he's a smart quarterback. Is the thing.
Definitely Hall of very good material.
Yeah,
he's up there with like McNabb.
Right.
And like John Kitna.
Oh my God, I remember that. I have not heard that name.
And Byron Leftwich.
So, Chargers
for sure. This next one, that's easy. Saints.
Yeah, I'd say
Saints.
I'd say
Giants. I got the Saints.
Eli, I think it's time for Eli to have a decent game, though.
He just had one.
I mean, I don't know.
He had an Eli game.
Yeah, but he still threw a pick and shit. He wasn't very secure with the ball.
Yeah,
How many pass attempts did he have? Do you remember what
60
it said?
something. I don't know.
Because he throws the ball a lot. He does.
Yeah.
I got to go with Drew Brees, though. I mean, it's fucking Drew Brees. I don't care who he's playing. I think there's only maybe 3 or 4 teams that I think Drew Brees can't handle. So you got to go with the Saints. And I don't think I think this might be relatively close too, but I think it'll be kind of high scoring.
Oh yeah, it was last time.
Yeah, because I mean these guys could they're good quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be, what was it last year? Wasn't it? It was like 52-45. Can you see the last meeting? It was like 52-48 or 52-49 or something. I remember watching that game. It was awesome. Oh.
Nope, that was 16-13.
What the fuck game am I thinking of?
A different one.
I must have. Maybe it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
It could have been. But yeah, I feel like with those 2 quarterbacks, that's a shootout probably.
Yeah, I'm going to say...
Neither defense is like outstanding.
I'm going to say 38-31 New Orleans.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I'll put a take 5 on that one.
Take 5 and a bootlegger and
take 5 on a bootlegger and a water.
Ravens Steelers divisional game.
This is the biggest wash you could ever think of. These teams always beat the fucking piss out of each other.
Yeah. Someone's getting injured.
Hopefully it's Ben Rapisberger.
Even if he gets hurt, he'll fucking walk out there anyway.
True.
Doesn't matter.
It's going to be in Pittsburgh, so I'm giving it to Pittsburgh. That's my reasoning. They did struggle against Tampa Bay, though. And we don't know how good Tampa Bay is yet.
Yeah.
This is the most even game. If this ends in a tie, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah.
I say 20-20 Baltimore.
I don't know if I can.
Maybe 20-17.
I don't know if I can pick this one.
I think I picked Baltimore in my my pick'ems, my confidence pool.
I'm leaning towards Baltimore.
I picked Baltimore just because their defense is a lot better.
Yeah.
And
the Steelers ain't that offensively. The thing was, the Steelers blew up in that one quarter. That's what got them ahead, and then the Bucks were playing catch up from the rest of the game. So if the Steelers can do that again, I could see it, but I don't think they're going to against that defense.
No.
I gotta say the Ravens, just because I don't think the Steelers are going to score enough to beat them.
The Ravens' defensive backs are dirty.
Yeah.
You got Eric Weddle, not Al Jefferson, Tony Jefferson, and then you have Jimmy Smith, Marlon Humphrey, and Brandon Carr.
Yeah. I don't think the Steelers will score enough.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it comes down to.
I don't think it's 2017. I'm going to say 24-20 Baltimore. Maybe 27-20 because I think Justin Tucker is going to get a lot of action.
I don't think Pittsburgh even scores 20. I'd say 17-ish.
27-17. That sounds about right. This game, the last one, Monday night, Chiefs-Broncos, this will be a good game too. Because this is going to be a really good defense for Mahomes to go up against.
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be a really bad defense for Keenum and Co. to go up against.
Yeah.
And they're a divisional rivalry.
I still gotta go with Kansas City. They just look so good right now.
I'm going to go with Kansas City.
You can't
but
really go against them, I don't think.
I'm going to go with Kansas City, but I'm going to say Mahomes comes down to earth for a bit, and he only throws 2 touchdowns instead of 3.
Yeah, he's not gonna go fucking crazy. I think that they're gonna be. The team as a whole is built enough to fucking. I mean, I think they'll handle it.
Yeah. I'm going to say, going off the last meeting, 27-24, Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a little less than that. I'm going to say 24-14.
Yeah,
Chiefs.
sounds about right. Yeah.
But I think that's the game where I really won't be surprised if Denver wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I was talking earlier about cohesiveness with the Spurs and the Bills. The Eagles are the same way. They've all been together for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, they know what to expect from each other. They're not going to go after each other as much. They're going to be more supportive. And this Chiefs team, man, the offense is amazing. One of the best offenses, I think statistically, one of the best offenses we've seen through the first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But it's still the first 3 weeks. So we really can't. I'm going to say, yeah, Chiefs win. But the Broncos are probably the second best team in their division, and it's going to be the toughest game they played so far.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, you can't. I just feel like I can't go against the Chiefs with how they look right now. It's just.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know who they could play that I would go against.
the
them,
Rams.
Really. Maybe the Rams. Yeah.
I would say the Rams and fucking wild card pick, man.
Miami, maybe.
But Miami, yeah. And another wild card pick, but it's gonna sound really stupid. But Washington.
If they play like they played.
Yeah.
I just
Philadelphia.
wonder. I just wonder how consistent that's going to be.
Can you look up the Rams schedule right now? Can you click them and see?
I just wonder how consistent it's going to be for Washington. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know
for
that their
sure.
offense does that every fucking week.
No, but if anybody is going to be able to do that all the time, I wouldn't put any doubt on Adrian Peterson. Really, I put some respect on his name.
Right.
I can't. The Jags and the Bengals. They're going to be playing soon. They play the Jags week 5, the Bengals week 7, and they play the Rams week 11.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Those 3 games.
But who knows what team you're going to see by week 11? You know, like who knows
that's
what
a good
both of these
point.
teams are going to be.
I would say in the AFC, now that we're seeing the whole picture, if each team plays the way they are now, I have the Jaguars above the Chiefs, and I have, honestly, the Bengals above the Chiefs and the Rams. Because these are all teams, these are all teams where...
I think the Rams will be consistent all year. I
for
really
sure.
do.
These are all teams where the Chiefs don't have enough to stop the firepower. By week 5, the Jaguars are going to have Leonard Fournette back, who's a top 5 back. He's going to run all over them.
Yeah.
The Bengals have A.J. Green, Gio Bernard, Tyler Eifert, hopefully, and a really good defense. And then the Rams are just honestly head and shoulders above everybody else I've seen this year. Like I said, this is one of the best teams I've ever seen, and I've been watching football since 2001, 2002.
Yeah, I don't know that there's many teams that are going to beat them.
And this is the Rams schedule here.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Vikings, Seahawks, Broncos, Niners, Packers, Saints, Seahawks, Chiefs, Lions, Bears, Eagles, Cardinals.
really,
It's not that strong of a schedule. I mean, that's honestly a pretty good schedule. They can probably beat most of those teams.
I'd say the Saints and the Eagles are going to beat the Rams. Those are the only 2 I have safe bets on.
Yeah.
The Packers, if they get it together.
I think if Kansas City stays
And I think
healthy,
they probably split with Seattle, because they always do.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Rams could clobber Kansas City. I really do. especially because by week 11 they're going to have Talib and Peters back.
Yeah.
I mean, what do the Chiefs have against? What are the Chiefs going to be able to do against Todd Gurley?
No, yeah, probably not too much. I would imagine. Yeah, I don't think the schedule is too strong. Surprisingly, I would have thought it.
I really think after they play the Vikings, their schedule is one of the easiest in the league. You really only have to worry. I mean,
you got to worry about Green Bay, the Chiefs, and probably the Bears.
Yeah, and then
the Eagles maybe,
and then maybe the Saints and maybe the Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, man, I could see the Rams going like 15-1.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they're going to drop any game, it's going to be against the Vikings because it's short rest and they're missing their two best corners. As far as we know. I'm pretty sure they said Talib isn't playing, and I know Peters is out for at least 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Pull up the Packers schedule. We'll do the Packers and the Cowboys, and then we'll call it quits. We'll go over our favorite two.
I actually have the Packers schedule on my lock screen, but
true. So the Packers play the Bills next. I got Packers that. Against the Lions, I got the Packers. 49ers, I got the Packers.
Yeah.
The Rams toss up. Let's give it to the Rams. Patriots.
That's the game I'm worried about is the Rams. Then they got to play. They can beat the Patriots, I think.
For sure.
The Dolphins game is going to be tough if the Dolphins are still like they are.
Yeah.
I think they can beat Seattle.
I think they can beat Minnesota.
Yeah.
Or at least tie again.
At least tie Minnesota. Yeah.
They beat the Cardinals. Yeah. The Falcons are going to have a dilapidated defense by then.
Yeah.
I think they beat the Falcons. The Bears, that's another toss-up.
It's always a toss-up against the Bears.
And I definitely think they beat the Jets.
Yeah. It's
so
like
you're
a
looking
60-40
you're looking at the Packers being 12-3-1.
Yeah.
Maybe 11-4-1.
It's like 60-40 when they play the Bears.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, they usually take the win, but it's usually close. It ain't a fucking blowout.
And then the Cowboys, I'm the most depressed. I'm the most depressing Cowboys fan of all. Let me finish this PBR first with a straw.
My strawed PBR. All right, so they gotta play. They gotta play the Lions, which we talked about. Texans, Jags, Redskins, Titans, Eagles, Falcons, Redskins, Saints, Eagles, Colts, Bucks.
I'm confident in 3 games.
I don't
Lions,
like,
Texans,
I don't like
and
them
Colts.
against the Jaguars.
I don't like them against. I honestly think the Cowboys they go 4-12 this year.
Really?
Look, if they don't get much better on offense, 4-12.
You know what? I think they beat the Texans.
Yep.
I think they beat the Texans. I think they lose to the Jags and the Redskins.
Oh yeah.
I think they beat the Titans, and the Eagle game is going to be fucking.
They're gonna win at least one of the games against the Eagles.
The Eagles, yeah.
The Falcons is gonna be.
They can probably handle the Falcons, I would imagine, as long as they get back on track.
Yeah. And they're a November team.
Yeah.
They're definitely a November team.
I think talent wise, they can beat a lot of these teams.
Yeah. I'm just very pessimistic right now. If you want me to be optimistic, I'm going to say they beat the Lions, Texans. They split with the Redskins. They split with the Eagles. They beat the Giants again.
Yeah.
They beat the Buccaneers, the Colts, and the Falcons and the Titans. So they go 9-7, 10-6. What was that? 1,
in
2,
that division,
3, 4,
you
5,
might still have
6,
a chance. That's the thing.
7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9-7.
Because in that division, I don't see any team that really stands above, because the Redskins and the Eagles are solid, and I don't know that one of them necessarily looks way better than the other.
I hope they go 4-12. I hope they go 1-15.
Yeah.
So that way, just get rid of the fucking front office. I'm really so sick of it. The same way that you were sick of Dom Capers, I am so sick of Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan.
Yeah.
Rod Marinelli is an amazing defensive coordinator. And and Richard is a great defensive backs coach that's probably going to be the defensive coordinator next year. But Steven and Jerry Jones and Will McClay, the director of player personnel and all that, they got to just fucking cut the cord, dude. They got to get rid of Jason Garrett. He's such a fucking boring coach. He's like...
It's hard because where do you draw... There's a certain time where you have to pull the plug, and it's hard to figure that out. Because, like, you can come back from slumps.
Yeah.
But it's also hard identifying what the issue is, whether it is the coach or if it's just the players aren't fucking working in that scheme. Mm-hmm. It could be offensive coordinator, it could be defensive coordinator, it could be
the problem is it's like you see a lot of teams making adjustments. Mm-hmm. The Cowboys don't do that.
Right, yeah. I think what you got to do is change things here and there and figure out which way's leaning you towards winning.
They should just go back to what worked before.
Mm-hmm.
Back in 2009 when Romo had T.O. and Marion Barber and Felix
they should
Jones.
Bring back Romo and T.O.
I'd completely be open to that.
Yeah.
But, pound the rock, control the clock, and whip out your cock. It's game time, baby.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have to rhyme another one because that's...
Yeah, pound the rock, control the clock, bite off your opponent's cock.
Right.
It's time to rock. J-Rock, baby. Papa Doc.
Yeah.
Everybody from the 313, put your motherfucking hands up and follow me. I don't know. I like the Cowboys. They're so inconsistent. Like the year where you expect them to do awful.
That's
like
the key
2016 when Romo goes down and you're like, oh, great, cool. So we have a 5th round or 4th round quarterback leading the team. Great. Awesome. Oh, right. 13-3. Okay. Year later, it's like the first 2 or 3 games, Dak looks amazing. Mm-hmm. And then we lose Zeke. And all of a sudden it's like, yeah, am I still in the SEC? No, you're not, buddy. You're in the NFL, fucker. And since then, he's just been downhill.
Right.
Worst case scenario, the Cowboys go 9-7, miss the playoffs by 1 game, and get stuck with an 18th overall pick. They can't really change much.
Yeah, no, I
and
think
then the coaching staff stays together.
Yeah. I think they turn it around enough, but I don't know that maybe they're a wild card team.
I think they're better than the Redskins and the Giants.
Yeah. I think if they're not a wild card team, they're fucking close. I really do think so. And
I mean, they were close last year. They missed it by a game last year.
Yeah, I know it doesn't look like it right now, but I think they might be. I don't know. That's one of those teams that I think they do turn it around too.
I think
they have the talent.
The defense is good enough to carry them throughout the year.
Yeah,
because they have a lot of depth.
But their offense is good enough. I think their offense is good enough if they can get into a groove. They don't do that though. They don't get their offense started. Once they get rolling, then they're fine. Mm-hmm. The Packers are a lot like that too. If they have a couple drives that are, they only get a first down or 2 first downs, that's when they start to stall out and they don't do anything. But if they can get 3 first downs or whatever, convert a 3rd down, now they're on a roll and they'll do that for the next 3 drives and they'll have good drives. They'll score 3 points at least.
Mm-hmm. And that's the other thing I really do miss is I miss having Dan Bailey.
Yeah.
I said it to my dad. We were watching the game Sunday, and Brett Maher came out for a 54-yard field goal.
Yeah.
And I looked at him. I go, I miss Dan Bailey so much. I miss him so much. And he made the field goal. He kicked it straight, and then it arced and went in. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I looked at him. I go, I haven't felt that way in 5 years. That's probably the same way you feel about Mason Crosby. Because really, when you look at kickers, you have Justin Tucker, Gostkowski, Greg the Leg Zuerlein, and Mason Crosby. Janikowski. Matt Bryant's great. Matt Prater's great. And Dan Bailey.
Janikowski's 50 years old, isn't he?
Dan Bailey is the second most accurate kicker of all time, and he just completely fell off a cliff and lost the fucking starting job, lost the kicking job to a fucking CFL guy.
Yeah.
And I think Maher is good, or Mayer, or whatever the fuck his name is, Brett.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm not confident in him yet. I don't even think he's missed a field goal this season yet. I think he's missed 1 maybe.
I mean, it's really, they don't have control over where they have to kick it from. That's the problem. You just have to go out there and kick it from wherever you are, which kind of sucks. But obviously you practice it every day, kicking from all sorts of different places. I'm surprised the skills challenge, during the Pro Bowl thing, doesn't have like a kicker fucking like
Target practice.
yeah, or like
It used to, didn't it?
like some kind of challenge where they should face a couple kickers off.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
told
they-
my dad we were talking about the overtime rules, and we were both saying how
It's
like,
fucking stupid, is what it is. I do not like the overtime rules at all.
is it because if you score a touchdown, you win automatically?
No, it's because if you don't score anything, you still have to play fucking 10 minutes. So
It's only 10 minutes now, right? Yeah.
yeah. So why don't they just give you a 15-minute quarter?
Yeah, that's retarded. I forgot it was 10 minutes now, just now.
Yeah, it's 10
But yeah,
minutes.
I was going to say just play a whole new quarter. We were talking about that the other night.
Just play another quarter. If nothing happens, then you go to sudden death, straight to sudden death.
Yeah.
Then if nothing happens, it's a tie.
I was
Because then it's
telling-
really a fucking tie. If you haven't scored in 15 minutes,
Yeah.
plus your extra drives.
I was telling them that they should just do shootouts in the regular season.
Yeah.
So each field goal
should just
field
do,
goal unit starts at the 25, and if they make it, they move back 10 yards each make. So you do 25,
yeah.
35, 45, 55.
Oh, so it's like around the world?
Yeah.
Why don't they
What the fuck is that from? Why do I remember that? What is
Around
that
the World
from?
Around the World is the fucking that game where you for basketball where you shoot from one spot and then you move to the next spot and then you move to the next spot.
You go around
and then
the
like
whole-
if you miss one you can chance it, and if you miss it you got to go back to the beginning or whatever.
I never won at that game. That's why I forget
Yeah,
about
that's
it.
because I always chance it and I always go back to the beginning.
Yeah, for sure. So what's your survivor pick for the week? Eagles, Titans? You got the Eagles?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I'm going to say my survivor pick for the week is...
Saints maybe. I don't know. I really don't know that. Yeah, I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go with the Eagles, I guess.
My survivor pick's going to be fucking Chicago over Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's
Or
I
Green
still
Bay... No, it's Green Bay over Buffalo. That's my pick of the week.
I think they need that win
That's-
bad enough where they do it. They
Jake
have to.
Jones' lock of the century.
All the week.
Of the week. Yeah, I got Green Bay over Buffalo. Runner-up is going to be Chicago over Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a bootlegger over Indianapolis versus Houston. I got Houston, you got Indy.
Yeah.
All right.
So
That about wraps it up.
That's
We're at
yeah.
about an hour now.
I think what we'll do next time is like
definitely
well-
shorten up I mean, this was an hour anyway.
we also kind of wanted to go through schedules, their whole schedule and things
True.
like that. And what I want to do is maybe just do an hour, and like we'll sum up the games real quick. We'll just do our picks and then that'll be that. I mean, maybe a little bit of discussion if we can, but
I think you should cut this part out, but I think we should do we should have like Bill or somebody on and then do the in-depth talk. Like maybe like every 4 weeks.
yeah, like a
So
football.
like next week have Bill in to discuss the whole season, and then 4 weeks later we'll have Bill be our 4-week boy.
Yeah, he's our 4-week boy.
4-week Bill. Bi-monthly Bill.
Yeah, that's, that's like every 2 months though, so
Oh, that's true.
that's like a long time.
True.
All right, I guess that's it.
See ya.
Clear Shots is available on any of your favorite podcast platforms. ClearShotsPodcast.com is the best place to find all of our social media links. You can find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at ClearShotsPod. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.